Stop sweeping at night, Ojang. Put down that broom. The sharp voice of her grandmother cut through the thick silence of the night, slicing through it like a blade through the soft skin of a ripe mango. Ojang froze, her fingers tightening around the wooden handle of the broom. Her heart pounded, not from fear, but from frustration. With a small sigh, she continued sweeping the dirt floor of their backyard. The moon shone brightly above, casting long shadows as the dust swirled around her feet. "Ojang, didn't you hear me?" her mother called, stepping out of their small mud house, her wrapper tied snugly around her waist. Ojang straightened, rolling her eyes slightly before turning to face them. "Mommy, I don't understand why you always make a big deal out of this," she said, exasperated. "It's just a broom and dust." Her grandmother stepped forward, her face lined with years of wisdom. "You don't understand, my child," she said. "Sweeping at night is dangerous. Spirits roam in the darkness, and they do not take kindly to being disturbed." Ojang let out a dry laugh. "Spirits? Ah, Mama, please, that's just an old wives' tale." Her mother shook her head, concern etched into her features. "Ojang, you're an intelligent girl. You study well, but some things are beyond books. If you won't believe us, at least respect the tradition." Ojang sighed. She was so tired of this argument. Every single time she picked up a broom after sunset, they gave her the same warning. Yet nothing had ever happened. No spirits had appeared. No bad luck had struck. No misfortune had befallen their family. It was just superstition. She tucked the broom under her arm and smiled. "Mommy, Mama Dupe, I love you both, but I will never stop keeping my home neat," she said. "I just don't believe in these things. I'll sweep whenever I want." Her grandmother exchanged a knowing glance with her mother. The old woman shook her head and whispered, "You will learn, Ojang. I just pray it is not the hard way." Ojang was well known in the village of Odor, not just for her beauty and intelligence, but for her love of cleanliness. While other girls her age spent their time playing by the river or weaving baskets, Ojang was always tidying up, arranging and folding clothes, sweeping the compound, the backyard, the front yard, even the narrow footpath that led to their home. To her, cleanliness was a sign of discipline, a mark of responsibility. Even at school, she volunteered to sweep the classroom before the morning bell rang. Her friends teased her, calling her Ojang Alatisa, Ojang the neat one. She didn't mind. It felt like a compliment. But at home, it was different. Her mother and grandmother never stopped warning her. "It is bad luck. You will sweep away our blessings. You will wake the spirits." Every time, Ojang just laughed. "Nothing will happen," she would say. "It's just superstition." And for years, nothing happened. One evening, after a long day at school, Ojang returned home to find the yard littered with dry leaves and dust, blown in by the Harmattan winds. Sighing, she grabbed her broom and, without a second thought, began sweeping. The night was strangely still. No village chatter, no distant bleating of goats, no laughter from children. Even the wind had paused as if listening. Then, as she swept, a soft whistle floated through the air. It was faint, almost unnoticeable. Ojang stopped, her ears strained. "Who is there?" she called. Shrugging, she continued, "Swish, swish, swish." Then a whisper. "Ojang!" She froze. Her grip on the broom tightened. Her heart pounded against her ribs. "Mommy! Ika, is that you?" she called, taking a step back toward the house. But there was no response. Her breath hitched, but she shook it off and resumed sweeping. "Nonsense, just my mind playing tricks on me." Then, as she swept the last pile of dust, something cold brushed against her ankle. She gasped and looked down, but couldn't see anything. Her throat went dry. She threw the broom aside and rushed inside, bolting the door behind her. That night, sleep did not come easily. Over the next few nights, strange things happened. One evening, just as she reached for her broom, the oil lamp beside her flickered wildly, though there was no wind. The flames stretched unnaturally high, their shadows dancing across the mud walls. Then, just as suddenly, everything was normal again. Another night, while sweeping the backyard, she heard it. A soft humming. A woman's voice, melodic. She turned swiftly, expecting to see her mother or grandmother. There was no one. One evening, after sweeping, she noticed them. Long, deep prints in the dust. Not human, not an animal. Just there, as if something unseen had walked through the yard. Her mother's once busy market stall stood empty. Customers stopped coming. People whispered and avoided their home. Ojang's schoolwork suffered. Words blurred on the page. Simple mistakes piled up. One evening, her best friend, Yetunde, pulled her aside. "Ojang, please," she pleaded. "Stop sweeping at night. Something is wrong." Ojang laughed nervously. "Yetunde, you too? You sound just like my mother." Yetunde grabbed her hand. "Then explain why you look exhausted all the time. Why is your mother losing money? Why are people avoiding your house? Ojang, please, don't be stubborn." A lump formed in Ojang's throat. Deep inside, something was shifting, and the real terror had yet to come. This is just the beginning of Ojang's story. If you want to hear the rest, make sure to stick around for the next part. Thank you so much for spending time with me on this journey into African folklore. I hope you enjoyed this story as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss another tale. Where are you watching from? Drop a comment. I love seeing how far our stories travel. Once again, thank you for being here. Let's keep the spirit of African folklore alive for generations to come. Until next time, stay safe and keep the stories alive.